Welcome to the Midday News. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi, on Love 99.5 FM. We're on a number of affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We're on A1 Radio in Bolgatanga. We are on Fafa Radio in Joja and Jatai FM in Karaga. We are live on X Spaces. We're on Facebook. We're on myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is always sponsored by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. Remember, we are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. This afternoon, Minority says recent power outages due to $20 million debt owed to WAPCO after DWICO said he had a shortfall of more than 500 megawatts at peak time.
ECG is unable to pay the liability, and this is about $20 million. So because of that, WAPCO has taken a decision not to transfer gas from the western side, that's from Apawu to Tema.
They are asking government to immediately find money to offset debt owed to WAPCO before it triggers a full-blown power crisis.
Government must this morning be working to see how they can give WAPCO some level of comfort to continue transporting gas or maybe transmitting gas from Apawu to Tema, or else we are going to be in trouble.
We'll stay on the Minority as they demand a presidential inquiry into cancellation of GCPC contract, which has led to the award of $140 million judgment debt against Ghana.
First of all, I call for two inquiries. One at the level of the presidency. The president might institute an internal inquiry to unravel what led to this.
We have details as former Power Minister Kwabena Donko says government has exhibited high level of incompetence in relation to this matter.
Even in terminating, we were so incompetent in process. Even in termination, we displayed incompetence in following the process set out by the contract. And that is part of our problem.
And we'll hit the central business district of Accra, where it's partially deserted with some shops closed as the capital gets ready for the burial of Queen Mother of the Gas State.
People are not here. The streets are empty here.
That's why I don't know. Because I know that the thing will start on tomorrow.
Yes, Saturday.
But the thing started yesterday. So I don't know what is going on.
Okay.
We have sports.
Ghana's Black Queens aim to extend unbeaten run to 8 matches as they face Benin in the 2024 Olympic Games qualifiers.
And they are ready and hungry to devour any prey. The Aketeches of Opokuwari School seek to end their 21-year-old trophy drought as they clash at the grand finale with Presec Legon and Achimota School on Monday. And don't praise Ye Behim also this Sunday. Organizers are promising a heaven on earth experience for patrons with the choir's edition on Sunday.
I don't praise 2023. We've tagged it the choirs edition. It's the first time we are bringing together about 11 choirs under one roof.
That's and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa, Apawu, and this is your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Please stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. This afternoon, the minority in Parliament is blaming the recent persistent power outages on government's indebtedness to the tune of $20 million owed to the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO. GridCo, in a statement last night, said the recent outages have been due to a 550 megawatt shortfall of power at peak time, plunging several parts of the country into darkness. Speaking to Joy News, NDC MP for Bongo and a member of the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament, Edward Bauer, explained that WAPCO has decided to cut gas supply due to this indebtedness.
WAPCO has to always have its payments when they transmit gas or maybe when they evacuate gas from the western side to Tema. Since the beginning of the year, WAPCO has not been paid and the bills are accumulated. Now the question you ask, whose liability is it? It is true that if you look at ECG does not have the very healthy asset or maybe the collateral or the guarantee to be able to always go into arrangements with power utilities and gas utilities. So GNPC stood in as a guarantee for what they call it, ECG. So ECG actually has to pay WAPCO. But unfortunately, because for almost 13 months now, the cash waterfall mechanism, where all the money that ECG collects after selling power is put and the money is distributed among the utilities, that mechanism is no longer working. And so ECG is unable to pay the liability.
Well, according to Edward Bauer, Greatco was economical with the truth when he failed to publicly state the reason why there's a 550 megawatt shortage in gas supply. Edward Bauer says government must immediately pay the $20 million it owes WAPCO to prevent a full-blown power crisis.
Government must this morning find a way or have an arrangement with WAPCO as to how that can be paid. If WAPCO begins to have some comfort, if they have comfort that, look, government has stepped in to do the payment, then that I believe that will work. So government must this morning be working to see how they can give WAPCO some level of comfort to continue transporting gas or maybe transmitting gas from Abuaze to Tema, or else we're going to be in trouble. If the gas does not come, what it simply means is that the plants cannot run, because that's fuel. They cannot run. And if they cannot run, you will have that deficit. And that deficit, you have doom so. And so that is it. And my brother, it is a clear indication of what the problem is, because the cash waterfall mechanism is not operating. That is even why the IPPs are not being paid.
That's the MP for Bongo and member of Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament. Let's explore this issue further. The head of our energy desk, Samuel Kojo Brace, is with me in the studio, and so is the head of our research desk, Isaac Kofieji, is a member of the desk. He also joins me in studio. Let's take a look at these issues and more. First, I'll start with you, Samuel. Tell us what we know about the current situation.
What we do know is that since Wednesday, WAPCO has not allowed the gas from Takrady to be transported to Tema, so that plants like Asogli and Senate can use it to produce power. On Wednesday, we had about 650 megawatts deficit at peak hours. That's between 6 and 10 p.m. That reduced to 550 megawatt on Thursday. What we do understand is that if the pipelines are not open today, there will be outages. Now, this has also been compounded by the fact that some plants in Tema have been shut down for maintenance.
Well, then you've been taking a look at, I think you've been talking about the full-blown power crisis that may happen, but you have any idea really how this will impact power supply going forward?
And 550 megawatt is really huge. And according to experts, this is like the whole of Asogli and plants like Senate not producing. Therefore, it can affect supply to places like Greater Accra region, Eastern, Central, and some part of the North. Now, what we also do understand is that GMPC, which is supposed to pay this, haven't done so. We don't know why. But ECG is also not able to tell us when this will end, and therefore they are not able to plan to tell us when there will be power cut to our homes. So what you should expect that there can be power outage in your home at any time.
Well, Isaac is with me in the studios also. Let's talk about the money matters. Why are we in this situation, Isaac?
Well, Emefa, we also know that Ghana's current arrears to WAPCO keep increasing, and we have failed to credit the account of WAPCO for the transportation of gas to feed our power plants across the country. We understand the total amount owed WAPCO 2 months ago reached some $13 million. Weeks down the line, our sources tell us the debt has actually increased from that $13 million to now $20 million. So we are talking about an additional debt of $7 million. That's about 54% rise in just 2 months. WAPCO is actually not happy about Ghana's inability to settle its debts, and they have decided to stop giving us access to the gas pipeline. And we are expecting a statement from WAPCO on the debt situation very soon, Emefa.
Isaac Kofieji, thank you so much. You also heard earlier the head of our energy desk, Samuel Kojo Brace, the two gentlemen breaking it down to our level. Now, the minority in Parliament say President Akufo-Addo must institute an inquiry into events leading to cancellation of the GCPC power agreement. The termination of that contract, we know, led to the award of $140 million in judgment debt against the state, with Ghanaian properties abroad at a risk of being auctioned to defray the debt. Former energy Energy Minister Boakye Jackson, who signed the termination letter, has said he's not to blame as he acted on the decision of Cabinet. But NDC MP for Pru East and former Power Minister Kwabena Donkor says the explanations are not enough and that a full-blown presidential inquiry alongside a parliamentary probe can help Ghana learn for the future as well as punish errant officials.
First of all, I call for 2 inquiries. One at the level of the presidency. The president might institute an internal inquiry to unravel what led to this. You see, cabinet is advisory to the president. Cabinet is not the final decision taker of the land in terms of executive power. Cabinet is advisory to the president. So the president in cabinet is a different business, because then the president has the power. And that is why I'm calling on the president to institute an internal inquiry for 2 reasons. To know where we really went wrong in terms of the process and what lessons that we have to learn as a nation at the level of the executive to avoid a recurrence going forward. Ghana is a going concern. So that is one. Then at the level of the legislature, since the decision to terminate was taken by the executive arm of government, it is the legislature that has oversight responsibility over the executive.
Well, Dr. Kwabena Donkor addressing the press says the argument about excess capacity does not make sense as the country could export the excess power to neighboring countries. He insists government officials exhibited high level of incompetence in the termination of the contract.
The Amandi and the Jacobson plants, the government decided that, okay, rather than come on stream in year X, you come on stream in year X plus 2 and you come on stream in year X plus 3. And exactly that happened. So this plant could have also been delayed if we were so minded. But I sincerely believe that we went about this wrongly. And there may be reasons that I do not know why they decided that this particular contract should be terminated.
That's the NDC MP for Pru East and former Power Minister Dr. Kwabena Donkor addressing the press a while ago. Let me take you to the Central Business District of Accra now. We're told it's partially deserted, with some shops closed as the capital gets ready for Saturday's funeral and burial of the Queen Mother of the Ga State, Nadede Omaedru III. The Ga Traditional Council ordered the suspension of all commercial activities, closure of all shops and markets within Accra on Saturday only. But Joy News visits to the CBD today, Friday, reviewed the usual hustle and bustle is absent, with shops and offices draped in red and black colors. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba reported earlier.
It is a normal day here in the heart of the Central Business District. Not many people here today, so I can feel the cool breeze all around me. For those here, in less than 24 hours, they will not be able to do any business, because the Funeral Planning Committee announced that on Saturday, all commercial activities within Greater Accra will be suspended as a mark of solemn respect and final farewell to the Queen Mother of the Ga State, who died at the age of 88 sometime in December last year. Banks, tabletop, food vendors, hospitals and pharmacies can, however, operate. Here in the Central Business District, the usual beehive of activity that is present here, especially on Fridays, is completely absent. Many of the headquarters here, popularly known as Kaye, are just sitting idle. Same as the Okada riders here. Let me speak to some of them who tell me about what it has been like working here today. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Joshua.
You've been here for a very long time waiting for passengers to join you on your motorbike.
Since morning I came here, I picked nobody because the work is not moving because of the funeral. The funeral today said 3 days, or I don't know, either.
But now it has been reversed to 1 day.
1 day.
Yeah, so it's just Saturday.
But just since yesterday and today we didn't work. We don't know why.
So although the commercial activities have been suspended tomorrow, that is Saturday, people are not here. The streets are empty here.
Because I know that the thing was start on tomorrow.
Yeah, Saturday.
But the thing started yesterday. So I don't know what is going on.
Hi. What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Steven Bide.
Steven.
Yeah.
Tell me, what has business been like here today?
Oh, we did the Nyamian say much me about business idea. na ya ankasa ha fra Kingsway because aha no Kingsway ha no ya so many years last omo ebe ka kire se ombe de ye hema na oda from no omo be ye yi na omo na so ka kire se nka ye Saturday na ye fa na ayi ama obi ama market ba fe enra ne anyway china enra say the same thing and also say the same to
man for ambakro
fiti Kingsway coping cocoa board they call UTC makola no obia.
Okay, well essentially what he's saying is that although the authorities and the funeral planning committee announced that all commercial activities will be suspended on Saturday, he says since yesterday, today, they've not really seen much of commercial activity here in the Central Business District. Not many people have opened their shops here today. And I'm also all catching say affecting them.
Affect here. I bus on not traffic. Our hand to do our about community and also co passport of our co baby maybe or to missing also color fast for me. But traffic in the community can or buy a street
because there's no gridlock, their business is also affected, and you're here. Not much of activity for them here. Reporting from the Central Business District, Maxwell Agbagba joins us.
And Maxwell joins me live. He's been to the Gamashi areas as well. What's the situation? Any different, Maxwell?
Well, not much of a difference. I've seen a number of people in mourning clothes, red and black. Many family gatherings and meetings also going on here. Many of those I spoke to eulogized the Queen Mother as someone who championed the rights of girls and brought development to the Ghana state. I must say there's music also blaring from many loudspeakers in some of the corners here. I've been speaking to some of the persons who are dancing to the music, and they tell me that the Queen Mother died at a ripe age of 88, so they are celebrating her life and achievements. They say tomorrow they'll be on the streets to pay their last respect after the interdenominational service when a coffin is paraded to the principal streets of Accra before burial.
That's my colleague Maxwell Agbagba as we get ready for the final burial and funeral rites of the late Queen Mother. Now, campaign team of Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has discredited the latest Global Info Analytics report predicting his dwindling popularity among delegates ahead of the November 4 Congress. Although the report puts Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the lead with over 43.5% ahead of Asin Central MP Kennedy Ohinie Japong, who secured 23.5%, indicates that the election is more likely to go for a runoff, premised on 18% of the delegates still undecided. But campaign coordinator for the Vice President, Samir Oku, says the report is flawed and reviews their internal research points to an 80% win for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I cannot fault them if they want to do research. But what I want us also to be guided is that this is a delegates election. This is about 200,000 delegates. Let me know, let's say if you take Zabzugu constituency, we interviewed and polled, let's say 50 or 100. You take Ayawaso West Wogo, you take Evaluate Ajomorojira, or you take these constituencies, then we know the methodology, the sample size that you use. But if you just come to tell me that you interviewed people, you polled them based on which geographical location that they were located, and you are not giving me the constituency breakdown, it will be difficult for me to analyze. We have done extensive polling. We have done research. We know where our strength, our weaknesses, and going into these final days. But I can tell you that the Bawumia camp is claiming an almost 80% victory next week, Saturday. And I'm very confident about that. Any polling that puts Dr. Bawumia below 75% becomes an accident in history.
That's a campaign coordinator for the Vice President, Samir Oku there. Meanwhile, Executive Director for Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, insists their poll results are accurate.
Well, we have done a random sampling. We didn't target any constituency or any region. We allocated a sample to the regions according to the voting population of those regions. And we randomly call using telephone system. How would they even know where the machine will pick the numbers from? Okay. It's random. And so long as that randomness has been continually taken care of throughout the entire process, believe me, let's wait till next week, Saturday. We did not use any of our work to make projections on superdelegate. They have been peddling this falsehood for too long.
That's Musa Dankwa, Executive Director of Global Info Analytics. Well, President Akufo-Addo has been touting the attributes of Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He's been engaging with Association International School at the Jubilee House, insisting that the honesty, intelligence, and ethnic background of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia were key attributes that influenced his decision to select him as running mate and subsequently as his Vice President.
I think that for the unity of the country, it is good that we have a leadership where Northerners and Southerners are together so that the country can remain united. He's from the North. And I wanted somebody from the North to partner me for the elections and then for the governance. He's also a very clever man, and I needed his brains to help me govern the country effectively. And he's an honest person. He speaks honestly to you. He's not one of those people who have to guess what they're trying to say. He will say what he has to say very directly, and I like that.
Well, that's President Akufo-Addo, and I've been looking forward to our series for today, Fear Delegates, and we are focusing on Lejakuku, and delegates there on the edge of their seats, anxiously anticipating the forthcoming November Delegates Conference. Well, my colleague Michael Ashale has been interacting with them.
I go by the name Ayensu Stephen Kwabena. I'm aspiring to be a politician one day because I had that kind of feeling and love for politics.
Stephen Kwabena Ayensu is one of a few delegates in the Lejokuku constituency. In 2023, he concluded his national service program after earning his degree from the University of Education, Winneba. Currently, he finds himself among the ranks of unemployed graduates. His routine comprises aiding his parents with household tasks and manning their shop. He is eagerly looking forward to the November 4 NPP Delegates Conference.
Internal party politics is more rough and deadly than the general politics or general elections. You don't want a showdown? So I'm looking at a showdown to the opponent, which is the NDC. I'm not looking at a showdown internally.
Following the Super Delegates Conference, numerous developments have unfolded. The most notable amongst them is Alan Chamantin's decision to part ways with the party, citing unfairness within the party's election procedures. For Stephen, this move comes as no surprise.
As a student of politics, I didn't see it at the news. I didn't expect that to come, though, but when it happened, I didn't expect that as a news. When look at the kind of campaign Alan was doing, he was not focused on the delegate. Even within the delegate, they were even saying that he is not even ready to lead, as compared to even Kennedy Japan, who in the beginning we all thought that he was joking.
Top of his list of expectations is a candidate that will create opportunities for party folks. More importantly, can deliver a powerful blow to the NDC in the 2024 elections.
And every political party is going to do everything regardless to win power. So for me, I would look at a candidate who will prioritize the party and make sure we are going to win power. That is the first person as a delegate I will look at. You can be in the political party from 92, from 90, whatever. But we are going to look at your loyalty, your service to the party. And now, how you are going to deal with delegates, your message to delegates, what we delegates are also going to benefit in the party.
Among the 4 remaining candidates vying to lead the NPP in the 2024 elections, Stephen has firmly made up his mind.
That's a Fear Delegate series brought to you today by Michael Ashale, taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM. We're on a number of affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duro Plus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duro Plus goes, water flows. We'll take a quick break. We'll return with sports, and then we are getting ready for our Doom Praise. Organizers are promising a heaven on earth experience for patrons with a choir's edition on Sunday.
Adum Praise 2023, we've tagged it the choirs edition. It's the first time we are bringing together about 11 choirs under one roof to be part of a musical concert or a gospel music.
budgets are tight, and money difficult to come by. You want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
Imagine say water wake up at dawn, e no bath, e no chop, when e vanish for your area for 2 weeks. You no get one drop safe inside your tank.
Hey.
Hajia, our life was in dangerous. Only our neighbor get water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank get meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selenium. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank they carry water pepe, so say some no go left inside the supply tank. What a tank! As my boss Mr. Poncho go talk.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank! By Duraplast.
Psalm 100 verses 1-2. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Get ready for an electrifying Adom Praise 2023 Choirs Edition. Imagine choirs of prominent churches in worship and praise sessions on a Sunday. Yes, you heard me right. Sunday, 29th October 2023 at the Perez Dome, Jomolu, after church at 4 p.m. Theme: Harmony of Faith, Voices United in Praise. Come experience the awe-inspiring beauty of multiple voices united in worship and praise, delivering soul-stirring classics from the following choirs.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Time for sports, Mubarak.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emefa. Now, at 4 p.m. today, all eyes will be on Ghana's Black Queens as they take on Benin in the second round qualifier for the 2024 Olympic Games. The match is set to come off in Cotonou. Now, the Queens have been on a phenomenal 7-game winning streak, scoring 26 times with no goal conceded. The team is determined to extend the winning run. We can now
know
hear
them
from
already from a test and a friendly game from February. We proper analyze them. We know about transitions. They also have some international players from France, which they've brought in. So we are aware of their strengths, but are pretty convinced to make a very good game here, a good performance, unbeaten and no goals conceded. So of course we want to continue this way. We worked hard this week. First of all, on our values. It's all about also defending well, and then we come to our unity, determination, selflessness, and then we put this also on the pitch in 2 good sessions. So far I'm satisfied.
Yeah, that's Black Queens head coach Nora Hopto, and there'll be more on game plan at 1:15 p.m.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. And we're getting ready for Monday, the finals of the National Science and Maths Quiz, and they are hungry and ready to devour any prey to clinch their third trophy after 2 decades. Today we are focusing on the Akatechis of Opokuwari School, who make their 9th final appearance with hopes of ending their 21-year trophy drought.
Your question, Opokuwari. The 3 semicircular canals in the ear are arranged at right angles to each other. What do you think is the physiological importance of this? Paul.
This provides sensitivity to movement in any of the 3 planes.
That is correct.
2002, when the famous Paul Azure of Opokuwari School led the Akatechis to lift their second NSMQ trophy. After the ecstasy that greeted the four walls of the school over 20 years ago, it's thirst for yet another momentous day. OWAS, after missing the trophy in 2020, landed their 9th final appearance this year.
You take the trophy from their hometown and bring it to Ashanti region. Fantastic. Opokuwari School. And show them who the school is. Demon Slayer. This year we press the game. I'm telling play set 2. We are going to medal all of them.
And these are the boys, the Akatechis of Opokuwari School. Don't forget, at 5:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel and all our social media platforms, we have a conversation with all the finalists of the National Science and Maths Quiz for this year on the Joy News channel. And just before we go, with just 3 days to this year's Adum Praise, it's just a few hours. We're going there. Organizers are promising patrons a heaven on earth experience with the 14th edition of the concert dubbed the Choirs Edition. There's more in this report.
Last year, sensational gospel musician Travis Green, who was the headline artist for Adum Praise, thrilled patrons with amazing performances. This year promises to be spectacular as organizers prepare to give patrons an evening to remember.
It's the choirs edition. It's the first time we are bringing together about 11 choirs under one roof to be part of a musical concert or a gospel music.
The host of choral groups with angelic voices, organizers say this year's event will be heaven on earth. Programs manager for Adum FM, Joshua Tigo, explains why you cannot miss this year's edition of Adum Praise.
If you have been to any church in Ghana or any very well organized church in Ghana and you have experienced what the singing of choirs can do to your soul, that is just one choir. If you have the opportunity to experience the same thing about 11 times more, then everybody, your guess is as good as mine. Then you can imagine what you are coming to experience on Sunday.
Joshua Tigo again with more.
Last year we charged 100 cedis for every person who wanted to participate or people who want to come in doubles. We have stepped down to 70 cedis. Look, part with 70 cedis and come for Adum Praise. And I'm sure that your life will not be the same. One thing that I keep telling people is that for those who understand spiritual things, they will tell you that when prayer fails, try praise.
So get your handkerchiefs and dancing shoes on for the wonderful experience this Sunday, October 29, to sing, dance, and praise God.
Adum Praise, Yebehim is this Sunday at the Perez Dome, 4 p.m. or Roadsley there. Let's meet there and praise the Almighty. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Yawin Sako says, every day the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom will drop out. You want to read that for yourself. We also have Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil up next. I am Emefa Apawu. Have a good afternoon.